Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sri Matre Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. We continue with these discourses during this month of Kartika Masa. Today I will speak about Dakshinamurthy and discuss the Dakshinamurthy strotram. This strotram is again written by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya and gives the whole of the Vedanta in a nutshell. Bhagavan Dakshinamurthy is the form of Shiva, is described as the very first Guru who started imparting this knowledge of the science of yoga or the union with self. Here, Adi Shankara has written so many great stotras, which are the prayers. But here, in this stotra, he really brought out the whole of the summary of all the philosophy that he has taught. It is said that even during his time, this stotra was difficult to comprehend, and it became necessary for one of his disciples, Sureshwaracharya, to write a commentary on it called Manasullasa to this stotra. There are so many books and commentaries written on this one stotra and also on the commentary given by Sureshwaracharya. And these commentaries on commentaries continue because the knowledge is so vast and so deep, and it is all transcendental. This stotra reveals the secrets of oneself, of the universe, the whole creation. And if we are able to transcend and cognize the meaning, then this single stotra is enough to realize the truth and to liberate ourselves. Dakshinamurthy is referred to as the Guru of all Gurus. He is the ultimate in the seeking of every seeker and the Gurus. Now let me tell you a brief story of how all this started. When Bhagavan Brahma started the creation, several pure souls were just born of his mind. 4 such pure and saintly individuals were Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Sujata and Sanat Kumara. So they were born of his mind, and Bhagavan Brahma expressed his desire that he wants them to help with the expansion of his creation. That means he wanted them to get married and bring progeny. So these pure souls, the 4 of them, then told Brahma, "We have no interest in helping you with that purpose, and we are interested in gaining Brahma Vidya, and so we want to find a Guru who can help us with this." So then they approached sage Narada, who is also born of Brahma's mind, and asked him how to find a Guru. Then Narada suggested that you have these Trinity, the highest gods – in this manifest creation, All of you go and visit each one of them and then decide who can be your guru. So then they started with Brahma, and they found Ma Saraswati sitting near him, and they felt that how could Brahma become their guru if he is involved in samsara himself, which means that he is married and he is trying to create a whole world family. Here it is important to understand that nobody came of Ma Saraswati's womb in this creation. All of the creation came from Brahma's mind itself. And some creation came from the other parts of his body, like the sense organs, his limbs, etc. So then these four went to see Mahavishnu, and then they saw Mahalakshmi sitting next to him, and so likewise they went to Paramashiva, and then they saw Ma Parvati also sitting with him. And then they decided none of these three gods are fit to be their guru because they were involved in samsara. Bhagavan Shiva saw their confusion and their ignorance in the matters of attaining a guru, and in his great compassion he wanted to give them the Brahma Vidya. So he took the form of a very youthful sage and sat under a banyan tree facing the south. So when these pure souls saw Bhagavan Dakshinamurthy sitting there like a young boy under this huge banyan tree, he was so effulgent and he radiated so much peace and silence that they were attracted to him like a magnet. They sat near him, and then Dakshinamurthy conveyed all the knowledge that they needed in silence. After that, so many sages and so many rishis approached Dakshinamurthy, and they would all sit around him, but some of them or many of them left because he would be just silent. But then there were 7 great sages who stayed with him for thousands of years, and they just stayed in that silence, and they became fully enlightened in that silence, and these were the Sapta Rishis or the 7 Rishis. Here the name Dakshinamurthy means, Dakshina means southern, and Murti means an image or an incarnation. So he is depicted as the god who faces south. He is facing south so that the devotee or the disciple is facing north, sitting in front of him. Just like you are facing the Himalayas, and which means that you are facing the stream of the upward path of immortality. You are facing this mountain of great intelligence and wisdom. In the Vedic tradition, south also represents death. Here, it is not just physical death, but the death of ignorance, and therefore represents change and transformation. So here Dakshinamurthy is the destroyer of Kala, the time, and the death. And thus he offers immortality or liberates oneself through the Atma-Jnana or the self-knowledge. Here Dakshinamurti is depicted as dwelling in each of the Guru, in every Guru. So Shiva, as Dakshinamurti, becomes the Guru of all, the Guru of Gurus. By the grace of Shiva or your Ishta Devata, then you get a living Guru who is the personification of Dakshinamurti himself. And it is also interesting to know that Ma Parvati, who is always one with Shiva, became the banyan tree and remained with Dakshinamurti, protecting him and his disciples. So, when you have a Guru who comes into your life, then you have a package deal. You have the Guru, and within him is the Dakshinamurti and Jagannatha. Here, when one says that Dakshinamurti transmits all his knowledge in silence or Paravak, since Dakshinamurti is transcendental, then one has to be transcendental and to be on that level to receive this knowledge. Here, the communion in this transcendental level happens between the Guru and the disciple. And it is not just a one-way communication, because Dakshinamurti removes all doubts and clears all doubts of the disciple. I will try to speak a little bit more as we go along. But first let me say a few words about Guru. Many people in the modern days refer to Guru as a teacher, and that is a trivialization of the word Guru. So it is important that we use the word Guru as it is and not use the word teacher or master. Here Bhagavan appears in the form of a Guru as a Tattvadarshi. That means who will give this knowledge, this great knowledge, and who will help comprehend the Vedas and raise the consciousness of his disciples for liberation. So a Guru's sole purpose is to bring enlightenment. The word Guru is formed by Gu, meaning ignorance, and Ru, referring to the remover, and which denotes one who removes ignorance. A Guru can give practical knowledge, practical insights into life, but his main goal is to bring this knowledge, the transcendental knowledge, the Paravidya or Paramarthika. So whatever he speaks, even on the mundane subjects, then they are all immersed or saturated with this transcendental knowledge. That is the basis. Then a Guru must also be a role model of exemplary moral character for his students. So a Guru sets himself as an example for his students to emulate him by practicing the virtues that he preaches. Not so long ago, all this knowledge was imparted in the Gurukula system, the traditional education system, where the disciples lived with the Guru for so many years and became well versed with both the empirical knowledge and also this transcendental knowledge. There are still a few gurukuls here and there, but these need to be revised and we need to have more and more. Now let us begin with the stotram, because it is a long stotram. So here we worship the form of Dakshinamurti, who is the Lord of teaching, knowledge and wisdom. This is the Dhyanam. Om Maunam Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam Varsishtante Vasa Sadrushti Ganairavutam Brahmanishtaihi Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmudra Manandamurtim Svatmaramam Muditavadanam Dakshinamurti Mide. I praise and salute that Dakshinamurti who faces the south, who explains the true nature of the Supreme Brahman, who explains through his state of silence, who is young looking, who is surrounded by disciples who are older sages or rishis. His disciples who are the sages, their minds are fixed on Brahman. This Dakshinamurti is the greatest of teachers and who shows the Chinmudra by his hand, who is the personification of Ananda, the bliss, and who is always in the state of extreme bliss within himself. I praise and salute to that Dakshinamurti. Next, Vata Vitapi Samipe Bhumi Bhage Nishannam Sakala Muni Jananam Gnana Datara Marat Tribhuvana Gurumesam Dakshinamurti Devam Janana Marana Dukkacheda Daksham Namami. I offer my profound salutations to Sri Dakshinamurti, the Lord of the three worlds, who is the remover of the worldly bonds binding us, who is to be meditated upon as the one sitting under a banyan tree and bestowing knowledge instantly on all the sages and on all the seekers. Next. Chitram Vatataror Mole Vruddha Sishya Gururyova Gurostu Mauna Vyakhyanam Sishyastu Chinna Samsayaha. It is very strange to see the very old disciples and a very young teacher who is sitting under a banyan tree. This very young teacher is always observing silence, and yet the students are getting all their doubts cleared. Next. Nidhaye sarva vidyanam bhishaje bhavaroginam gurave sarva lokanam dakshinamurtaye namaha. I offer my salutations to Sri Dakshinamurti, who is the treasure of all knowledge that there is. I offer my salutations to Sri Dakshinamurti, who is the healer of the diseases of existence. and who is the ultimate Guru of all the worlds. Next, Om Namah Pranavarthaya Suddha Gnanaika Murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. My salutations to that Dakshinamurti, who is the meaning of the Pranava, Om, who is the very personification of this unalloyed wisdom, who has the clarity of a crystal or crystal clear in his thought, and who is the ocean of peace. I offer my salutations to that Dakshinamurti. Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Next, Chidoghanaya Mahesaya Vatamula Nivasine Satchidananda Rupaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. I bow down to that Dakshinamurti, who has the treasure of this pure consciousness, the Chit, who is seated under a banyan tree and eternally blissful. Om Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Next, Ishvaro Gururatmeti Mutribheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. I offer my salutations to that Dakshinamurti, who is very vast and subtle as the sky, and who demonstrated the Trinity of Ishvara, Guru and Atma. So here this signifies Ishvara is the God and Guru is the God in personification who came to give enlightenment, and here Atma is the Jivatma. Om Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Next, Visvam Tarpana Drusyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pasyannatmani Mayaya Bahirvodbhutam Yadha Nidraya Yasakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye Swatmaname Vadbhavan. Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. Here I'll try not to give word-to-word translation, but try to convey the overall meaning so that at least you can understand the gist of this great slokam. It is really a bird's eye view. Please listen carefully. Similar to the image of the universe, the Vishwam, as seen in the mirror. And when one sees this image of the world within him, then the world appears as though it is outside. And this is similar, that one real fact or truth appears as many different truths during the state of sleep. So here, whether it is appearing as something outside or appearing as many different truths is all because of the illusion or the Maya. And when he realizes and when he wakes up to within himself, with this inner awakening, then he sees the reality that he is really the one and only one self. So here, it is because of this veil of ignorance that one sees this multiplicity, and it seems like a dream, but as soon as one wakes up, because of the knowledge one gets from the Guru, then the understanding dawns that the dream is false, and that what we are seeing in the mirror is the image and not the true self. And with the help of the Guru removing this veil of ignorance, here removing the veil of ignorance, as we said before while discussing in Bhagavad Gita, is transcending the three gunas. Then one gains the self-realization and ultimately the Brahman. Now you can also say that the truth is the supreme Brahman, the ultimate truth is the supreme Brahman, one without a second, or the pure Advaita or non-dual. The mind, along with the nervous system, only only are able to discern the reflection of the Atma. This identity of the self being separate from the non-self becomes apparent only after self-illumination or self-realization. I offer my profound salutations to the auspicious Guru, who is an embodiment of Dakshinamurthy and whose grace is responsible for the illumination. Here understand that our salutations are to the auspicious Guru, who is the personified Dakshinamurthy. Om Sri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Next. Bijasvantari Vankuro Jagaditam Pragnirvikalpam Punaha Maya Kalpita Desakala Kalana Vaichitrya Chitrikrutam Maya Viva Vijrumbhayatvapi Mahayogiva Yasvechaya Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. My salutations to Sri Dakshinamurti, who awakens the glory of the Atma within us through his profound silence. This whole world is like a seed which is in a changeless state, and when it sprouts, it transforms and starts appearing as space and time and endless varieties of creation and manifestations, and all this is due to the creation of Maya. This unfolding of the world, like this sprouting from the seed, is like a play of a great magician who is creating this magic picture on a board, and he is creating of his own free will. But when this yogi enters the samadhi, he sees the dissolution of all this world that has unfolded, and when he comes out of samadhi, then he simply sees it as a witness, the whole of this unfolding of the world as simply a witness. To that Dakshinamurti, who is embodied in the auspicious Guru, I offer my profound salutations. Next, yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakama masatkalparkakam bhasate sakshat tattvamasiti vedavachasayo bodhayatyasritan yas sakshat karanat bhavenna punaravrittir bhavam bhonidhau tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. My salutations to Sri Dakshinamurti, who awakens the glory of the Atma within us through his profound silence. He who exists as the real light of truth, he who is real and who is the eternal underlying pure consciousness, and he by whose light the unreal universe appears as real. He teaches the truth of Brahman to those who want to know the Atma through the Vedic statement Tattvamasi, that thou art that. Again, thou art that. This knowledge of the Atma, imparted as Tattvamasi, thou art that, comes from the Guru, and it becomes a direct experience when we surrender wholeheartedly to him. And by this direct experience of the knowledge, the delusion of this duality and multiplicity within this unending ocean of worldly existence will come to an end, and one brings an end to the cycle of this life and death. So again, Dakshinamurti, through the Guru, puts an end to the samsaric cycle, and to that Dakshinamurti, who is embodied in the auspicious Guru, I offer my profound salutations. Om Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. I think what I will do is I will stop here and continue, because it's already 31 minutes, and by the time I add the stotram and the Shanti mantras, then it will be another at least 7-8 minutes. This is something you have to listen to again and again to grasp the knowledge. And as I always say, transcend and listen, transcend and listen. And we will continue. Jai Gurudev, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.